Yo, what is going on, guys? It's Professor Pierce here, PP for short. Today I have a deck based off of one of my favorite characters in Scarlet and Violet, based off Rika and her Clodsire. So this one was definitely a hard to do because Clodsire doesn't really have that great of a card, and there's definitely not a lot of support for the card in general besides Dark Patch. So I threw in some Spiritombs in there too. I know she doesn't really run dark types, but considering that Clodsire is a dark type, it made sense to run another dark type with it. But we'll go ahead and get into the first video because you guys know I like those intros short and sweet. And looks like we're facing probably Charizard based off of the guy's coin here. We'll see for sure when it flips up. So how you guys doing today? You got snacks? You got drinks maybe? So we have a heck of a hand here. A bunch of basics and even more basics to fill my bench to boot. And we're only going to have to squawk away one Clodsire here. So that's not too bad. And it does seem like we are facing Charizard here. So we're going to go ahead and grab that and then go ahead and squawk. I do want to save a spot open just in case something else happens. We're going to go ahead and get rid of the Spiritomb here and grab a Clodsire. And then on that turn, we will attach and pass, most likely here. I say most likely, not like I know what's going to happen, but you know what I mean. So we're going to, he's going to use a Great Ball, so that's pretty interesting. You don't see that being used too often, especially in Charizard. So he's using a Great Ball to get a Manaphy. That Manaphy does not matter for us because we will not be attacking the bench at all during this, or with this deck. Words. So he's going to play Youngster too, so it looks like he's playing a little bit of a different list here than most Charizards play. He's definitely playing a couple of different cards that most of them play. He could be playing like the Pogozard instead, and I just don't see, I just haven't seen it yet, and maybe instead he's playing something else. But no, I'm thinking more so this is going to be the Charizard deck. Charizard EX. And then we're just going to go ahead and research here, and that is a lot of balls. Holy crap. So we will get these balls into play here in just a moment. We want like a switch or something, but unfortunately I don't think that will be the case here. I think I'm gonna grab, I guess it doesn't really matter. I guess I'll grab the small one and evolve it to the bench and then attach to it, and then we'll get a Spiritomb going here in a second, just in case we can throw it away. But we're gonna have to pass the turn and hope that they can't move this Charmander so that it dies to the poison damage, thanks to Sneasler. So we'll see what my opponent has here. He only has 4 cards in his hand, so that's not a lot to work with. So he's going to go ahead and Iono, so that's fine with me. I get 6 new cards, which is awesome. And then he is going to get, hopefully not, Rare Candy Charizard. Never mind. They always have it, you know. So is he going to evolve the... He's going to evolve the one on the bench, which is interesting. I would have assumed he would have just attached, or evolved the one in the active spot, regardless if it had 30 damage on it or not. But he is going to use Infernal Rain, of course. Why this card is super broken. Why would you not use the ability? But I guess he's just checking his deck at the moment because he is sure thinking about where to put these energies. So he's going to retreat and then probably just kill my little Wooper here. I don't see what else he could do. He is going to play a Great Ball though. Another one. So what is he going to grab? A Charizard? No, he has a Mimikyu in here, which is interesting. Yes, this is certainly not your regular deck list. He definitely has some spice in here. But he's going to go ahead and Burning Darkness. And I will put up the baby Clodsire because I can poison this thing easy, so I can use Venoshock. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to first Rika. The good thing about Rika is you get to keep everything. So like you don't get to keep the cards, all the cards, but you get to at least keep them in your deck. It's not like it's bad if you don't get to. It's not like a chorus. It's not like they go away forever, type of thing. So that is the upside of Rika, even though she's not that great of a card. But considering this is her deck, I gotta play her in here. So we will move this energy attached to here, and then we will Toxic Wetland to poison, and then we will Venoshock for 210 here. So that's a pretty big amount of damage for a one prizer on a Charizard. That's pretty much all of its health. So he has another Charmander on his bench, and he is also playing the Spice too. He's also playing Rika, which you will pretty much never see. So he definitely has a weird bit of supporters in the deck. Maybe he just doesn't want to use all the really insane broken supporters. I'm not sure. But it seems like that has glitched out his top right, or the top right of my screen, because he hasn't put those back in his deck. But he's gonna just go ahead and Burning Darkness and kill us here. So that is fine with me. We're gonna have a free kill this turn, and it doesn't seem like he has anything else going on here. I'd rather that the poison have just killed him, but we don't really get a choice because we have to kind of kill him here. And I need to get more Spiritombs in the discard pile so I could actually do some more damage here. Let's see. We're going to go ahead and put this down, and then we'll go ahead and Dark Patch to it and get this baby rolling a little bit, and then we'll go ahead and Needle Bone. So the flip is for if we can attack next turn with Clodsire, and unfortunately we cannot attack with him now, so that is a little underwhelming. So we needed it to flip heads to attack twice in a row, but we do have the switch card in our hand, so it's not like we can't attack altogether, which is nice. So what will he bring in? He doesn't have a lot of choices here. I mean, he has a Charmander, obviously, that he's going to have to bring in pretty much. That are like the Manaphy to sack it off. But I feel like there's no way he doesn't have another Rare Candy Charizard or a Rare Candy Pidgeot here. He hasn't gone through a lot of his deck, though, so he still has a lot in there. Because we're already down to like 10 cards left in our deck. We turboed super fast. So he does have Rare Candy Charizard, to no one's surprise. So what are we going to do about this? We're gonna we at least live an attack, which is nice because we are pretty thick. But it's not like we can just retreat and do a bunch of damage. I mean, that's kind of what we're gonna have to do. We're gonna have to retreat, but we won't be able to do like an insane amount of damage to this thing, which I guess is fine. But what else does he have here for us? He has evolved. Does he have another rare candy Pidgeot? Does he have rare candy Charizard again? No, he doesn't. So he's just going to go ahead and Burning Darkness, and we are going to eat that as a snack. So we're going to go ahead and Rika first. We're going to grab those two. We're going to Rod. I guess I kind of want to leave that back there just in case. I meant to hit the Wooper, but I missed him, so it's fine. Not the end of the world. We're gonna, since we can't attack still, we're gonna have to switch this turn. So we're gonna switch into the Spiritomb. We're gonna Toxic Wetland first before we do anything else. And then I guess we'll just attack with the Spiritomb. So like we don't get a lot of damage off here, but we do around half its health, and that should be enough for a follow-up KO with our Needle Bone attack on Clodsire, as long as he doesn't boss it out. And if he does boss it out and kill it, the Spiritomb should be able to kill it or get close enough to killing it in the next turn. So what is my opponent going to do here? He clearly doesn't have a lot in his hand, because the last turn he pretty much did nothing except for evolve, and so that leads me to believe he doesn't have much. So he has an Arven, so that will get him another rare candy, but does he have anything in his hand that he can use to evolve it? Or, you know, maybe he just has the rare candy and doesn't have the Pidgeot or Charizard, so he's going to grab grab an invisible card right there, apparently. I guess we'll never know what that card is. Interesting. I guess the game kind of just pooped itself there for a second. But maybe it was an Ultra Ball. That is what I was saying. Maybe he grabbed an Ultra Ball instead. But let's see what he has. He's just going to Burning Darkness again, so he doesn't have anything, which is good to see. You like to see Charizards not be able to do anything. So we're going to grab Raihan here, because that'll be the best card for us to grab. And we will be able to follow up a kill on this Charizard, because we'll go ahead and put him down. We'll Raihan to the Spiritomb, and then we'll probably just grab this Dark Patch. We don't really need anything else per se. We'll Dark Patch again, and then considering attaching for turn, I mean, I might as well. It's not really a point not to. And then we'll go ahead and Needle Bone and knock this thing out. And do we get to attack again? We do, so that's good. I mean, if we die here, which is pretty likely, well, there's both our bosses. I was gonna say, if we die here, we're gonna have to look for the boss with the Spiritomb play and to kill the Rotom, but I guess we don't have to look for the boss anymore because it was in our prizes. Should have figured that out by the time I looked at through our deck of 7 cards. But he's going to put up Manaphy to sack. It seems like he really just doesn't have anything in his hand that is of use, which is just very surprising. I don't know how that could possibly be. Maybe it's just clogged up with a bunch of different supporter cards he can't use. But he is going to Super Rod, and then maybe get something back out of the deck, because as it stands now, I have game in hand. So he needs to Iono me to win this, actually, or to at least give him another turn. So that is the main thing. So he has Counter Catcher, so he's going to Counter Catcher the Squawk. to try to save him a turn here. So it would have probably been more smart of him to go into the other Clodsire just because it has more retreat cost, but I guess since he saw me place energy on it, he thinks I have enough energy to retreat it. So that's probably for the best that he counter-catchered the Squawk. But he is going to Arven for a couple of cards that he can use to evolve here. So does he have anything in his hand to evolve? Because even if he does, I don't know why he wouldn't just kill... I guess he does have the Charizard, but I don't know why he wouldn't just kill the Clodsire in the active. Just because there's no reason not to, because that's my biggest attacker at the moment. But it doesn't really matter since he used Arven anyway. He had to use Arven to get the rare candy, so so I have game either way because of he can't get rid of his Rotom, and I have Clodsire and Spiritomb both on my board, willing and able to attack this turn. So it was a close game for sure, but I will be able to take my last prize card with these bosses that I took from my prizes. And he didn't even use his Rotom once, so this thing was definitely just a liability in this case. And we will be able to attack again, but it does not matter because that is the last of the prize cards here. And then we'll go ahead and get into game 2 here. And then we'll go ahead and flip the coin. I mean, we don't get to flip the coin, but we get to see who flips the coin. And that would be my opponent, since obviously I'm not flipping the coin, and he's not flipping the coin. No one's flipping the coin. So clearly, he has to flip the coin. Obviously. So we'll go first, so that's fine. We want to go first with this deck, it seems like. That is a not that great of a start, to be honest, here. Don't really like this setup. But we do get an Artazon, so that's not too bad. I think I'm going to get the Squawk and just go ahead and Squawk the hand away. Throw some energy in the discard pile too. Isn't going to hurt anything. Let's see here. So we can level ball for Spiritomb, and then we can Ultra Ball both of the Spiritombs away to help us get started with that early on, and then grab another one of this and pass the turn off to them. So we don't really have much. Next turn we can go for the research though, so that'll be something, but Roaring Moon is a very fast deck, so it'll be very difficult for us to keep up with it. So we'll have to see what kind of start they have here. So they do have the Battle Pass, so that's definitely going to be a decent start on their end of things. And they are playing Radiant Greninja, so that's telling me they probably are playing Water Energy, so I do have to look out for that. So I gotta evolve these things as soon as possible. Just gotta hope that they don't have a bunch of like energy switch cards to switch to the Greninja and kill me this turn. But they do have a Sada here, so that will accelerate some energy. There's the first one that they need. And they're going to change the Stadium and then Pokestop, and they're going to miss all of the 3 Pokestops, so that's awesome. So glad to see that boss gone. And Iono doesn't really matter too much. But they're going to go ahead and get some more energy here. And I'm not sure they can do too much else here. They seem like they've maybe come to a stopping point, which is good for us. let's see what they can do. That is going to be it seems like, so that's good for us. We get another Wooper here. We might as well play it down and then go ahead and research this hand away. So we didn't get a dark patch somehow, or a way to get rid of any more dark energy, so we're kind of just waiting here. We're just gonna have to pass the turn, unfortunately. But at least now they can't frenzy gouging us because they'll kill themselves. So that is something, unless they have a switch cart, which would be annoying, which I know they do play. So getting more poison damage on this thing is recommended. So let's see what they have here. If they have any more supporter cards they can play here, or item cards. I mean, they clearly don't have any more item cards they can play, but they do have water energy like I was thinking. So they are going to place it on there so they can attack this turn and kill my Spiritomb, which is fine with me. I don't mind going a little bit behind in prizes. Plus, the Spiritomb needs to be in the discard pile. So that'll be 3 Spiritombs in the discard pile anyway. So we have 1 more, so that'll be good. I'm trying to think what we're trying to look for here. I guess we'll just grab Raihan as our best bet here. And then we'll have a free kill on this Roaring Moon, it seems like. So we'll go ahead and grab I guess we'll just grab another energy. It's not like it's impossible that we don't need it. We just haven't been grabbing the energy. And then we'll go ahead and Needle Bone and kill this thing. And let's flip to see if we get it again. We do get it again, which is awesome. So that is good to see, so we can attack again. So unless they Frenzy gouging us, which is a highly likely situation, we will be able to attack them again. So they have a dark patch. Do they have another one? I mean, if they even have, okay, well, I didn't even get to finish my sentence, dog. All right, chill out. So they have double dark patch and conceal cards, and they have the freaking ancient booster capsule, so that's gonna save them from dying immediately to us, which is kind of a problem, to be honest. So this is not looking too great for us now, because he can frenzy gouging us and have 90 left instead of just 30. So we don't really have a great way to attack him, and we have no other backup attackers. This deck really prides itself on taking a hit and then attacking again. But as you can tell from this matchup here, it's being able to just be one-shotted is pretty annoying. Can't really do much about it. So we still didn't somehow get a Clodsire, so we're just gonna have to sack this Sneasler here. I think I'm going to escape rope though to try to get them out of the active spot. I guess it doesn't really matter though, because they do have a free pivot with Morpeko. I kind of forgot about that. So we'll just go back into Sneasler and pass, because I don't really want my Spiritomb to die here. And I used Rika because I definitely didn't want to get rid of the other supporter cards in my hand this early, because I kind of want the boss if all things considered, but I might just have to chuck it here to ensure that I get the Clodsire, because we are running a bit low on them, because we had to get rid of some at the beginning of the game. And we got another Professor Sada's Vitality here from them, which is not ideal. So they have another energy switch to get their second Roaring Moon all the way up? No, but they do have a collapsed stadium, which doesn't really do anything. I guess that'll help them not use frenzy gouging, so that is something. So yeah, so they will use Calamity Storm this turn, unfortunately, because of the stadium that they so happily put down to discard. So they just need to kill one more thing. So this is not looking too great for us. We're going to have to try to attack with Spiritomb this turn, if all things. I think we're just going to have to full send it and hit a research this turn. I don't think I can really afford to only draw 1 or 2 cards. But I think I'm going to Iono instead just to get their hand down. So we did get the energy switch, so that's great. So we will be able to attack this thing. But we won't be able to kill it, unfortunately, just because we don't do that much damage. But it'll at least put us in a slightly better spot here. And he at least can't win this turn unless he has a boss, which would be hard to do. But not impossible, I suppose. I definitely thought about running this deck with like the B barrel instead of the Squawk, but I kind of just liked how fast it built up with the Squawk. You could definitely just take out the Squawkabilly and run it with some sort of B barrel. But that'll be the second game there. Unfortunately, you know, he just happened to have the Forest Sealstone, and you could just kind of grab any card you want there, so there was not much we could do about that, unfortunately. So we'll go ahead and get into this third game here. And we will see how this one plays out. On second guessing myself, or with second guessing myself on the B-Barrel Squawkabilly thing, I definitely think that B-Barrel is a little more, what's the word? A little more consistent, I think is the word I'm trying to look for here. But, so it's like if you want to have an explosive start and then kind of just chill the rest of the match, then you definitely want to play with Squawk. But if you want something a little more consistent, then you definitely want to go with B-Barrel. But it's not, either way, it's not the end of the world here, because we will be able to get up a good amount of cards here on this first turn. So that was a pretty good hand so far too. We got a lot of stuff up here. I think I was thinking about roping, but I guess I just decided against it last minute. I guess I probably should have roped, but like, oh well, doesn't really matter. So he's gonna have a path, so that's gonna turn off some of our abilities, which is unfortunate because we kind of want Clodsire's poison to take out some of these guys, and we want the Hisuian Sneasler to do the same as well. But we will not be able to do that with this stadium up. But it's not like the end of the world. It's not like we desperately need the stadium in order to win this. We are facing Tina though, so no surprise there on what we are facing. They do miss the Pokegear, so that's good. But they have another path, so that's kind of annoying. Let's see what else they're going to get. They're going to get another Tina and a Cram, so that's a little interesting. I'm surprised they got 2 Tinas out and not another Comfey or something like that. Maybe they don't have anything to switch into. Maybe they're just going to pass. I mean, yeah, okay, they're just going to pass to us. So let's see what we can do here. We can evolve some guys here. We don't really have much. We can take a knockout on something. but we don't really have much afterwards. Let's see what he goes into. Let's see what he goes into to give us. Because if he gives us Tina, then obviously we can't kill it, but we can do a fair amount of damage. But we're just going to go ahead and kill this Sableye, I guess, because it's the only thing we can do, and hope we get a good prize off this. And we're going to unfortunately flip tails, so no attacking for us next turn. So, and we get an Ultra Ball, so that's not like terrible, but that's not what we want to see. Because we can get rid of the Spiritomb, but we don't get anything of use. Don't really get anything of use. So how you guys enjoying the cold weather? It's definitely came in and taken over this past week. Just kind of out of nowhere, this cold front just come in and dealing a lot of shut-ins this week. You know, what a wonderful weather we're having here. I'm dying. I'm dying slowly, sorry. But it seems like he is going to find the Chorus. I guess he knew he had that in his hand since he promoted the Cramorant. And didn't know if he had a way to switch or not. But he did find the energy, so that's a little not great for us, and he's just gonna spit. So we can survive a couple of these spits, which is at least halfway decent. Let's see what we top deck. Another Ultra Ball, which is not what we want to see here. Because now we are top decking, and we're just gonna have to pass because I don't want to switch out and waste these 3 energies here. So it's gonna all depend on what we get off this top deck and what he has in his hand right here, because if he can't really do much, there's another Comfey, but I'm gonna say if he can't really do much here, then we might have a chance to win still. And with that, it seems like we do have a chance. And we got Rika, so that's good. So we'll take a supporter card. We will take the energy and the other better supporter card. And we will finally be able to attack again. And we will attack this thing, and let's see what we get. Do we get heads? We do get heads, so if we live the turn, we will be able to attack again. So a switch, that would have been nice to see earlier, but unfortunately we didn't get that. And if I could stop saying unfortunately, that would also be great. It's just like saying the word like and you just say it 10 million times and you don't think about it. I don't know why I keep saying the unfortunately word though. Maybe just because there's a lot of things that go wrong that can totally be something else, you know. But he's going to send out Tina, too. I don't know why he keeps sending out, like, his Cram and his Tina when he could send out his Comfeys and Flower Select. So I'm not sure what his big plan is here. He doesn't even have that many in the Lost Zone. So I'm not sure what he's planning on doing here. We're gonna, while we wait for him, oh, never mind. He's gonna pass. I guess he just really doesn't have anything. We don't have much here, but we can research to see some more cards here. That's not exactly what I want to see, but we can finally Toxic Wetland him and attack at the same time. So he should be able to be really low right now with this Sneasler, so he will be at 230. And do we flip? We flip heads again, so let's go. Clodsire's putting in work. He's doing some damage here. Let's see what my opponent has going on here, if he has anything else of use, because he should have just gone into the Comfey, but I guess that's just a misclick or something. But let's see what he is going to do. He's going to play a Jet Energy on the active, so that's definitely not what he should have done. I mean, he should have played something on the Comfey, and then he's going to boss out, let's see here, he's going to boss out the Squawk, so he should have bossed out the other Clodsire because it has 3 retreat, and we just got rid of our switch here, but just trying to think what his game plan is here. He can't attack. He needs a grass, and he's just gonna pass off to us, and then he's gonna die this next turn, even if I just pass it off. So, I think I'll probably just research away these Spiritomb and switch into Clodsire. But he's just gonna scoop because he definitely messed up a little bit there, playing things a little bit out of order, unfortunately. But before that, he was playing well. I kind of just wanted to show that, put that video in there because beating Tina is always nice. And seeing how we had definitely a fighting chance to beat it before the end there, where we got a little bit mixed up. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video, something a little bit different. This is definitely not like the world's best deck or anything like that, but it was fun to make a deck based off of my girl. So I hope you guys have a good day. That'll be it from me. PP out.